Hello, everyone. This is Amy of AJC Magic TV. I welcome you in today. This will be kind of a short stream. I also know, T. Marie's place is still going with our 80s day, so not sure who will all get in, but if you're watching the replay, be much appreciated. Saying hello, hit that thumbs up button, and drop a little note saying, "Hey, I watched your replay." Um, Right now, I have a special guest that's finishing up the Lucky Cat. If you want to show the box there, or you can hand me the box. Um, so they're going to finish up this Lego. It is a Lucky Cat from the Chinese New Year. Welcome in, James Ryan. And then I'm going to talk about some of the Disney news that kind of dropped today. Nothing some of it's kind of important. Some of it is, well, you knew that was probably going to happen, and it did. So, um, but that's the Lego there. I will do another Lego stream because I have all kinds of sets that I need to be building, and so we figured we'd just double up and do this. But I welcome everyone in who has stopped in or watching the replay. Um, so I do thank you for joining. I'm Amy. I go live on Wednesdays at 6 p.m. With sometimes I'm going to start talking about Disney or have chat choice. Um, so some other topics. Also, I'm going to try and go live, maybe on location sometime around Pittsburgh. Usually at 6 p.m. it's a little harder, but maybe when I get done with work earlier, I'll just go ahead and go live at those places at the museums and stuff before they close, because I'll have like a 2-hour window before they close. And then in the summertime, possibly hitting up the zoo, Pittsburgh Zoo, and a few other things, and hopefully getting down to none other than Disney World. So, so I do welcome you in. Thank you for joining. But we'll go ahead and get on with the some of the Disney news that dropped today. I'm probably not surprised because they're one of the reasons on a couple of the things with the Food and Wine Festival starting July 15th and going until November 20th. That's a long time, but I'm sure with them still trying to social distance and spread out the crowds, they decided that they would start it in the middle of the summer and everything like that. Yes, right, James. I'm hoping to get up the Cleveland area sometime, and if anything, the Cedar Point area, and then drive through Cleveland along the lake there. They have a nice science museum, and of course, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I'm not sure how much of a stream you could do the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, but you could always vlog it. It's only about a 2-hour drive, a little bit further to go up to Cedar Point, but yes. Hey, you never know how Cleveland's going to keep doing. Hopefully for you guys, it'll be, they'll keep improving, because I don't know where the Steelers are going to end up here again. Sorry, just kind of dropping a little welcome in. And I'm going to pull up the Disney news. And I'm sorry that there's a little delay there. Just kind of looking, I noticed that a lot of people talked about, of course, the Food and Wine Festival going to start July 15th, and That's probably the biggest news that everybody is talking about. I guess the other big news is that TTA is delayed for another month. So now you wonder, are they really going to ever reopen the TTA? I know yesterday watching a couple streams, they were out testing it, so there must have been something that they did not like on the TTA or the way it was running. So, um, so it's actually been put off a month with that. So the Food and Wine Festival starts July 15th. I'm actually, in a way, surprised, but not surprised. I know they have to still try and keep the socially distance and everything, but you just wonder as resorts are starting to open back up, the people that are coming into those new resorts, is it something that's helping alleviate the crowdedness of some of the other resorts? Hello, Dean. Welcome in from the live place. Thank you for dropping in. Right now, I have a special guest that's um, working on a Brickheads Lucky Cat. I actually, the other day when I was on Russ's stream, I finished up an RV and I started the Lucky Cat. And I was sitting there thinking that, what am I going to do today? I saw the news of the Food and Wine Festival going to drop July 15th and go all the way to November 20th. That's a long time. And then also the TTA not going back up for another month. It is probably that silly conveyor that you stand on to get up to the platform that always breaks down. But, but there's no rational explanation for the TTA display. Yeah, delay. Yeah, I'm not sure. I know, like I said, I was watching a couple streams and a couple of them, they were actually testing the cars and the one person, they went around to all the different speakers. It's good to see you, Dean. Thank you for dropping in and thank you for hosting our channel. Yes, that is an like, okay, what are they doing? And maybe it's the timing or syncing. I'm not sure because there really is no explanations on why they keep delaying it, and whether it's the cars or, like you said, it could be that conveyor belt because I know a couple times trying to walk up it or walk down it, it's pretty steep whenever it's stopped like that. And like I said, I know trying to space out the people for food and wine and for all these festivals. That's probably why they have them going as long as they do. Uh, that way you're not getting the crowds right away and everything like that. That's the only drawback that as I was thinking about it the one day I was watching a couple streamers and it was late night and a friend of theirs picked them up and took them from the Magic Kingdom and they wanted to get over to Epcot because it was open till 11 and they had about an hour and a half to get there and their friend wanted, they said, hey, you should come with us into Epcot. But the problem is the friend couldn't do it because they were never able to get a reservation for Epcot. And I'm sure that's hard for all the locals to not be able to say, hey, it's such a nice day. After work, let's go run to Epcot and go have some dinner or hey, let's go ride a few rides around the Magic Kingdom and everything, and they can't unless they get a reservation. And it looks like it's going to be tough getting reservations as the summer goes on because with all of them um, still asking for the reservations, and they're opening up other yeah, that's what I was thinking too, Dean, that it's getting harder to welcome in Mike Wheeler. Thank you for joining. um, it just seems like it's going to be hard if they're starting to open up, like All Star Movies opened up this month. I think next month the actual beach club resort's going to open, so that's adding so many rooms. Say out of 400 rooms, they're going to open 200 rooms, say, of that resort or whatever, or 35% of the rooms. And unless they're increasing the capacity of the parks, which, some people right now, they're saying they got to have more capacity than what they're saying, 35%, because I know it looks like on film, Epcot at nighttime um, looked pretty crowded the couple times I've seen a few streamers walking around, and I just said, well, everybody's heading to Epcot because all the parks close earlier than what Epcot. Epcot was staying open till 11. The other parks, the latest was 9. And even with the Magic Kingdom, you could stay an extra hour on Main Street to shop or whatever. It's still, you know, still that thing, but it seems like that it's hard to get that first initial um, park reservation. And I know right now it's spring break, Easter break, and everything. Um, so that's making it a little bit harder because I know last week, and when a lot of some of the streamers, they weren't in the parks because they couldn't get anything, there was nothing to be had, whether you were resort guest or annual pass holder or just somebody that bought tickets. Yeah, Epcot always seems to have reservations every once in a while. Sometimes the weekends, usually Hollywood Studios and Epcot are sometimes filled. Um, that's what I wonder though. Are they turning people away on the park hopping part of it? Because I've seen few streamers go from park to park to park after 2 p.m. And it doesn't seem like they're getting turned away. But then you look at like when you're walking around World Showcase and you're going, wow, there's a lot of people here and everything. So I just wonder if it is hard to, or once you get that initial reservation, hey, we're not going to turn you away. We're just going to go ahead and let you keep going on the park hopping part of it. I don't know what your experience is, James, if you park hop or not. Epcot is the park with the largest park capacity. Yes, that's what I kind of figured. James, I agree with you there. I've always, especially if I was staying at the Epcot resorts and stuff, I would always kind of end my evening unless I wanted to see the fireworks or something at the Magic Kingdom or it was my last night. Um, but I always seem to find myself wandering around World Showcase in the evenings. And I know it's quite different now with the way everything is going. Um, but I do enjoy eating and walking around the World Showcase. So that's with that, and I just wonder because I seen a few people, they were showing the All Star movies, and somebody was wondering, well, was that alleviating Pop Century a little bit? It probably is, but at the same time, um, it looked like they were filling up All Star movies to what it could be. Because I know the one night that the people were in there, they were granted the gift shop and the food court area. They're always busy, whether it's COVID, whether it's the social distancing and all that or regular times, but it just looked pretty crowded at All Star Movies around the pools and everything like that. Yeah, that's still a lot of people. 31,000 with Epcot at 35% capacity. That is still 31,000 people. I do hop, Amy, and I have been doing so since they put it back in. Since they put it back in into the mix, I've never had difficulty moving from park to park. Yeah, that's a good capacity. The only thing I'm kind of wondering, and granted, I know things are just coming out, are they going to offer a hard ticket event for Halloween or even with Christmas, some type of hard ticket event? Now, granted, I know with Halloween, it kind of makes it difficult because, yeah, they had the parade and they had the castle show. Um, but and then of course the trick or treating and that, but could they figure out ways, if you're selling tickets, of course, then you're only limiting, you definitely would be limiting the capacity that you could have at those parties and stuff. You're already doing cavalcades, so you could continue doing Halloween themed cavalcades, which they did do during the day last year during the Halloween season. But you just wonder, are they going to try and do a special hard ticket event, whether it's only like a Friday, Saturday, Sunday type of event or a couple of days here or there type of an event, or they're just going to do what they did last year and just have the Halloween cavalcades during the day, and that's pretty much your Halloween, and have the castle lit up like they did, or are they going to slowly start introducing fireworks? If anything, I would think that the Harmonious would probably be the first to go up and running, only because it looks like they're preparing and been practicing. But then could you space out Phantasmic enough to allow groups go in there and watch Phantasmic? Welcome in, Monarch Moments. Oh, no problem. I'm sure it's a crazy day. Don't forget to check out Monarch Moments, as Michelle and Hannah will be on the Pete McDevitt show for Creator Talk. And so you want to check them out. Plus, they'll be also doing their regular show at 9 p.m. Plus, they're getting really close to 1,000 subscribers. So if you haven't already done so, check out Monarch Moments and decide for yourself if you like to subscribe to them. They do some silly, funny things. And if and when they get a chance to go to Disneyland, we'll see enough of Disneyland in their streams. Hello, welcome in, Mark of Wonderful World of Walter, and welcome in Monarch Moments. On my last trip, I stayed at Pop Century, and it took me 1 hour to the skyline from Pop to Hollywood Studios. I couldn't believe it. Yeah, I seen the lines for that, and that's why I wonder, like, um, now with All Star Movies, is that helping move some of the crowd to All Star Movies? They are newly renovated rooms like Pop Century, and I believe also All Star Music has gotten a renovation. I never heard whether All Star Sports was getting the reservation, or they have started it, or not. I Yeah, Mark, I kind of agree. I think Harmonious would be first, easy, the social distance. They could kind of spread out those circles around unless you really have to be, around the lagoon type of thing. But I mean, look, I hate to bring up Universal, but they have a water show on their thing, and they socially distance the people in that one area. And I know when we were at Universal, we actually watched it from the side view, but we were on more of the corner, that we still got all the projections and stuff on the buildings that were behind behind the waterfalls, and that we were by the Transformer attraction, and we still got to see all the different projections and everything like that. So yeah, you just wonder. And then I know at SeaWorld they had giant circles, plus then they socially distance people in the welcome in, John Surfbum. Thank you for joining. Yeah, he is really dropping those things, which is great. I love getting the stats because that's the one thing I need to start doing is checking out the stats and everything like that. Welcome in, Candy Mom and Mary. Thank you for joining. Um, we were doing a Lego, and the Lego is a Brickhead Lucky Cat, and I'll show the finished product there in one moment. And we were talking about the Disney news of them doing Food and Wine starting July 15th, and it'll be most of the rest of the summer, all the way through November 20th. And also the TTA being delayed until May. Welcome in, Captain Akron, Captain Akron. Garrett says hello. Hello, Moving Mania Nick. Thank you for joining. And we were just talking about the do not tell Wally about the lucky cat. Oh no. Yeah, I ended up getting that for the Chinese New Year when I was up at the thing here. I'll bring it over to me. And here's the lucky cat. And I think you can put one of those coins in and it drops it or something. But I'm not sure. Haven't really looked at it. And I do have another couple other ones I'll be doing some Saturday, or who knows. I always sit there and think one of these nights I'm just going to get up and do an all night stream of building Lego or something, and on a weekend, and just do that. And whoever's in there watching, hey, is watching. But that's the lucky cat. I also have another Chinese New Year one. It's a bull, and no problem. I don't blame you. You want to make sure you have everything, especially if you have kids on the trip. You never know what you might be missing, and you'd hate to have to run to the store or anything like that. I'm just going to remove the one camera off of there so we can talk and everything. And I was just talking about how some of the different resorts are going to be opening up each month for different things. So, and you just wonder, okay, where are those people going to fit in the projection of only having 35% capacity? Does that mean that all the resorts reservations are going to be all gone because the resorts are filled, or are they going to take um, other areas of those reservations and put them into the resorts, so people who are in the resorts at least get a chance to go to the park at least 1 or 2 days or something? Because I would hate to pay a whole week's worth of money and only be able to get into the park 2 or 3 times while I'm there, because then, yeah, I'd be spending my money at their competition then, because what else am I going to do? Yeah, that's the one exciting thing. Now it kind of I know in August is usually my birthday at the beginning of August, and a lot of times, welcome in Jonathan Chung and Rhonda. Thank you for joining. Um, and anyone else I missed, I hope I haven't missed anyone. But now I could probably go around my birthday, but then I know there's a few people that go towards the end of August, and I like to meet up with different people at different times. So it's like just different things. And I know I really want to go and spend a week's time while I'm down there, instead of these shorter trips that I have in mind. But that also gives me a chance to visit other people. But I also want to try to get in some other attractions and everything like that. Thank you, James. And I know Monarch Moments at 7 p.m. will be on Pete McDevitt's show at 7 p.m. Also, the Disney Nerders have their show at 7 p.m. At 8 p.m., D&G Explorers. And then we have, of course, Monarch Moments at 9 p.m. with their show. And also the This and That crew at 9 p.m. And Griswold Family Vacay does late night trivia at 10 p.m. But I don't know what you guys all feel about the TTA being delayed. I know that's a little bit of a disappointment because I know for me, it's kind of a nice, I'll ride it once or twice, especially in the evening. It's kind of nice when you're kind of a little tired, but you just want to relax in the evening air and just kind of ride around and everything like that. Um, so in a way, it's a little disappointing. And there's times I've ridden it during the day just to kind of get a lay of the land and something to do if the lines are a little crowded and that isn't too busy. It's usually a continuous line. So hopefully that gets back up and running, and that'll be going here. I'm not sure exactly why they're having those issues, whether it's different things, whether it's the conveyor belts or whatever, because I know a few people were streaming the last 2 days and they had it running testing like it was ready to be open. Or maybe they just tell people they keep delaying it and one day you're going to walk in there sometime in April and it's going to be up and running. Who knows? So we'll see. Yeah, that would be good because I know a lot of different people enjoy that. It does give you a nice overview and some great views of Main Street and the hub and the castle, and even like the I know a lot of people don't like the Tomorrowland Speedway, but you get a good vantage point there. You get to see Tron. Um, so you kind of get a good view, a bird's eye view of everything, and you're up above the crowds, just kind of sitting there relaxing. You don't really get too cooled off, but it's just nice to relax and everything like that with it. Um, so we'll see with how that all goes and plays out. But and it's just interesting that I know going back to the food and wine, because I'm not sure how long the Flower and Garden Festival, but I believe it's till like the middle of June itself. And so then they'll have that space and get that all ready and then have the food and wine festival up and running. I've ridden it in the pouring rain monsoon style. I'm wondering if they delayed it due to trauma, so guests aren't going by as they're working on the canopy. That's true. Yeah, I did see a couple pictures of it. Flower and Garden lasts until July 15th. Okay. So they're really not going to have a break there with the Flower and Garden and everything. Plus, then, you know, I don't know about a lot of you. Do you think they, I guess, with the 4th of July coming back around, they're really not going to have anything um, celebratory for the 4th of July or all the different things. So that could be also to have people head there. I know I was looking at the um, the park hours after Easter and they really drop. And I sit there and think, well, I hope they kind of go through and rechange that because a lot of the parks close at 6 or 7 o'clock, and it's like everybody's going to be jamming, trying to get into Disney Springs or whatever. Welcome in, Francisco. Thank you for joining. And it's kind of disappointing because it's like, okay, now I got to go fight the crowds at Disney Springs if I want to stay out and have a good evening. I mean, it's nice to go and have dinner or shopping and different things, but um, it's just kind of disappointing to see that the parks are closing even before the sun goes down. Welcome in, Noah. Thank you for joining. Do appreciate it. So, yeah, when I was looking at the park hours, it was like, oh, I hope they kind of change that up a little bit, but we'll have to see. Plus, then, if the park's only open till 7 o'clock, how easy is it really going to be park hopping to another park if it closes at 7? Because, like, say April 22nd, if I end up going, Magic Kingdom's only open till 6, Epcot's only another hour later, and Hollywood Studios is 7, and Animal Kingdom would be closed at 5 p.m. So, um, so then you're pretty much done with your evening by 7:30 by the time you get out of Epcot, or even 8 if you stroll along slowly. But yeah, hopefully they kind of look and reevaluate some of those hours. I know I know last year with the way things were, but they only opened up in July, and you kind of wanted to keep the crowds and see how things go. But you've been up and running, so we'll see what happens. Sorry if you hear feedback, because I did have that other camera, but I had started the stream on my phone, and I do have a mute, so that way, if there was feedback, sorry about that. um, Pretty much, yeah. I don't know if any of you guys have any comments or questions, or just any various topics that you like to talk about, or want to talk about. Yeah, I don't have a problem doing that. Um, just because I really didn't know how long it was going to take, and I thought about doing another Lego because I do have smaller sets. Welcome in, Daniel, this Infinity. Thank you for joining. Just put that away here and put my phone by me. Um, do many of you have trips planned, or your family is planning to go? Welcome in, Disney Nerders. Thank you for joining. Don't forget to check them out at um, 7 p.m. I know I have some that I'm planning. I do have reservations for the 50th anniversary. I'll probably go down for the weekend. Got to use DVC points by July 31st. Okay. That's always fun to try to get those used up. Hello, Mary. I know I said hello earlier. I know there are going to be various people throughout the summer visiting down there. Um, a lot of times I like to do some long weekends. I'm getting the courage to go back up and get myself down there. I did get the vaccines only because I had a kidney transplant, and since the COVID and everything, so I am planning on going back, and hopefully it's going to be here at the end of April. If not, then it's going to be over the summer at some point, and then in the fall. So we'll see what happens. Taking a mini break. You'll be in Disney on Saturday. Yes, that's going to be fun. And hopefully for you, next week won't be too crowded crowd wise with everyone now on spring break and different things going on. Maybe what I'll do. This one. Yeah, I muted the one and thinking I could use that, but it didn't work. Yes. If you haven't already done so, check out Monarch Moments. They're about they're 80 subscribers away from 1,000. I'm sure if you haven't checked them out, they do some fun streams of cooking and game nights, silly games and stuff. I think tonight they're going to be tasting hot sauces or some silly type of thing. I don't know if that their title is insinuating they're going to be tasting hot sauces, because I was sitting there thinking, boy, you're out to kill your family with the hot sauces there. Plus, then they're going to be on Pete McDevitt's show talking about their channel. Can you Yeah, the problem is I start my stream on my phone, and now I'm probably um getting the feedback from my phone, but I have that on mute and everything like that. Don't worry, John Surfum. I will be doing a trivia stream. I'll be looking at some times. I know I like doing trivia, but I like to also kind of spread it around because I do like Disney. I do like Universal. I know Universal's like the dark side for some people. I've been to SeaWorld down in Orlando. I've been over to Busch Gardens. I've been to the beaches. So just different things. Um, and I know a lot of different people now are showing all those different attractions. And as things start to sort of go back to normal and people get comfortable going to those places, they're not bad to go visit. Unless you're not a thrill rider, yeah, I wouldn't. Universal's really cool, the Harry Potter stuff and everything. But if you're not into coasters and stuff, I would probably just save my money and stick with Disney or go check out SeaWorld for shows. Or if you really want old fashioned Florida, go check out Gatorland. That's an old fashioned type of thing. I'm sure it's probably hot going there in the summertime. But if you're in a fall trip or a winter trip or something, Gatorland's pretty fun to go visit. And just checking out all the other stuff in and around the area. Okay, thank you, Mike. It's Gator Mater season. But yeah, I'm sorry that all the different topics. I just was reading about the Food and Wine Festival going to be most of the summer, all the way through the fall, almost to the Christmas season. And then they'll be off like a week and start the holiday of the festival. And then my big thing is I really would like to get down for the Festival of the Arts and check that out. So that's the one thing I'm going to start paying attention to is when a lot of the festivals start up and try to be there like for the first weekend of the festivals or shortly after that. But if you really want the merch, you got to be there the first day. A lot of times for different things, especially if you're a pin collector. Although they did seem to have a lot of the pins still in and around and everything. I really like the plates that they had for the Flower and Garden Festival. I don't know how fast they're disappearing, even though they still got a good ways to go with the Flower and Garden Festival. Yeah, and that's the other thing is hopefully the APs come back for people to start buying them because I know a few people that are anxiously awaiting for the APs to go back on sale. So we'll see how that all turns out. I know the state of Florida itself is kind of wide open of different things open and different rules and different places and stuff. But I'm sure Disney really wants to stay cautiously and keep the rules going for themselves because who wants that big um, news story plus with them trying to get Disneyland up and running and everything like that. I'm sure they just don't want to rush into different stuff. Yeah, that's true. My daughter is doing the egg hunt and bee hunt. Yeah, Candy Mom, that egg hunt looked pretty cool. And then they have also go check out the eggs at the Grand Floridian, and then the Yacht and Beach Club have chocolate eggs there. And I think the Saratoga Springs was supposed to be getting them, and also the Boardwalk was going to get the chocolate eggs and also on display. Yeah, I know. A lot of people really want those AP. I'm kind of glad I renewed mine, but I got to start using it, or I just wasted my money. But I didn't want to lose it if I decided to go. So that was the only thing. I'll reevaluate it. I'll probably renew it one more year and then reevaluate it after that, just because I don't want to lose a chance of um, not being able to get tickets or being able to get the AP and then deciding to go when I want rather than having to buy a package or something all the time whenever you go back to the resorts or whatever. And it's kind of nice with the AP because if I can't get a resort of my choice on property and I rent a car or something, then I as long as they still keep the free parking as an AP perk, then I won't have to, I could stay off property if I had to and just drive to the parks. Yeah, that probably could be true, Rhonda, that Florida residents might be first in getting the APs back, unless or maybe they're going to come up with a new inception, or like you said, DVC members. Now, James, do you have the gold pass or do you have the platinum pass? Because I know right now, like even if Jeff and Angela were down there, they're blocked out of the parks like Walt and Melissa are. So they couldn't go to the parks until after Easter or whenever that spring break blackout goes off. But they'd still be in the sunshine because ever since they've been back, we've had one 70-degree day, and then today is kind of cool and rainy. And tomorrow we may have a little flurrying. So I'm sure Jeff is a little pouting a little bit now, especially if it's like 80 degrees or more in Florida. I can't wait to get my check next week. I am getting the 4-park single day for $200. Oh, that's cool, Mike. Okay, you have the platinum and gold for your daughters. That's good. And and Mike, is that $200? Is that the Florida resident rate? We drop in temperature starting tomorrow. Yeah, we're gonna get a little cool front coming, and then it's gonna jump back up somewhere along the line. Probably when it jumps up, that's when Jeff will head back down to Florida. Welcome in, Randy and Kathy. Thank you for joining. We did build a Lego. It was a lucky cat. I'll show you it. There's the lucky cat that was built. And then we were just talking about the Food and Wine Festival starting in July and going until November, and talking about the TTA being delayed and just other things Disney. Thank you, Mary. Thank you, Daniel. Yep, it comes out roughly $50 a ticket, and it's good until June 18th. Okay, that's good to know. Not that I can buy it, but I do know a couple people that it would be good to have for them to have. Yeah, I have a lot of different Legos. Give me that one box there that I gotta start building, because like I have a lot of these brick heads. This is pandas. I have a bowl for the year of the bowl from the Chinese New Year. I have a Harry Potter house, his Pivot Drive house. I have Steamboat Willie, which has been sitting there for over a year now. We need to get that out and start building. And I have a Sesame Street and an Elf Clubhouse. So there's a lot of Lego building to be had. Oh, Daniel, that'll be fun for you to go. Are you staying on property, Daniel? Not that I want to know the resort, because I want to make sure you stay safe and everything. But I do thank everyone for joining. I'm sorry that the stream really wasn't as exciting as it could have probably been. I need to start planning a little bit better, and start thinking about some different topics, and possibly inviting guests. So if there's anybody ever wants to jump on, let me know. You can get a hold of me on Instagram or Twitter. A lot of times Instagram works a little better for me just for messages. But we could talk about Disney or the resorts or swimming pools at Disney or even at your favorite resort, because I know there's a few swimming pools at offsite resorts that I would love to go back to those resorts and go swimming. I know. Oh, thank you, Candy Mom and Mike. Thank you. I know after watching World of Walter, um, Mark's, Wally's dad, Mark's video, they went to the Gaylord Palms in Colorado. And I've always seen the Florida Gaylord Palms, but never really gone there. But it looks like it's like a nice place to go visit. And it would be fun to go there and spend a night or two. Um, I watched the Orlando guy. I think one of these days, as a bucket list thing, go stay at the Four Seasons, even though it'd be basically 1 or 2 nights, just enough to enjoy the resort and restaurants and what it offers. But yeah, I don't think I would go to the parks if I was staying at the Four Seasons, because they have some nice pools and restaurants and all of that stuff like that. Oh, thank you. Thank you, James. Yeah, yeah. Sometimes I'm like, oh, I'm on tonight, and I just need to start thinking of different topics or just different things. I know a lot of you know I am kind of disappointed that our Disney store closed, because it does limit my options of taking people on location and showing Disney merchandise and stuff. But I'm pretty much over it, and in a way, because I do look at Shop Disney and stuff, but there really isn't anything out right now that grabs my eye. And if anything, I'm saving my money, because now I'm not making the impulse buys that I would if I was over at the mall buying, because a lot of times I would always go into the Disney store. Okay, Charlie and Stacy, I will see you later. And so with that, and I do have plans to head out east. They do have an outlet store in Hershey, Pennsylvania, and there is a Disney store outlet, I think, in Lancaster, from what I read from Stacy Rogers. So if I go out that way this summer at some point, or even just a weekend drive out and go check it out and come back home later in the evening. The new emoji thingies are coming out on the 5th. But I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. I do appreciate that everyone has come in. If you haven't already done so, please hit that thumbs up button. It does help out the channel. Um, And if you are watching the replay, leave a comment. Let me know you stopped by. Let me know if you have any Disney plans for the summer or even in the fall, or if you plan to head down to Food and Wine now that you know it's going to happen earlier in the summer and go all the way till November. So, and everything. I do have some reservations for the 50th anniversary. I've been kind of going back and forth on what I would like to do, but um, it looks like I may just go down for the weekend or a little bit after the weekend and just check everything out. If not, it'll be sometime shortly after that, but that's the whole plan. There you go. Live stream planning complete. Film the outlet. Yes, Mary. I do plan to do that. And I'm also, sometimes I'll probably, if I get off work earlier, I'll head to one of the museums here in Pittsburgh, because I am a member for a lot of the different ones. So look for pop-up live streams in that sense. Hopefully the signal and stuff holds out, but I'll make sure I have my hotspot with me, so that way if we won't have too many problems. So as the summer goes on here in Pittsburgh. So have a great night, everyone. Don't forget to check out the Disney Nerd Herders at 7 p.m. Pete McDevitt show at 7 p.m. He's guest starring Hannah and Michelle Monarch Moments 8 p.m. is D&G Explorers, One Stop Mouse. Then at 9 p.m., This and That Crew and Monarch Moments again. And at 10 p.m., usually Griswold Family Vacay for trivia. So have a great night, everyone, and let the adventures begin. And thank you for joining. Bye, everyone, and have a great night.